Leading supplier of pulp and paper chemicals within this region. We only operate in Asia, and we focus on the process chemicals. So we're very strong in the pulp industry, and we're very strong on deposit control within the paper industry. We cover all types of paper, everything from cigarette tissue to fluting liner, packaging board, so all grades of paper. We operate across 12 countries, and we have staff now of about 430 people. Of that, about 320 are frontline people that work in the paper mills or are providing technical support to the paper mills. So we're very much a sales and service company. We have our production plants in Hong Kong, in Hyderabad in India, and also in Bangkok, and they're servicing our needs across the region. We started in India in about 2003, I think it was.
Okay. 2003.
2003, so about 15 years in India.
Okay.
The key problem we have is just the logistics, because the smaller mills, they're so far apart and the travel can be difficult. So by necessity we tend to be focused more on the bigger mills, and those are the mills where we can give more value and give a return on investment. So our focus is more on the big mills and the big companies, Ballapur, ITC, and JK Paper, companies like that. That's exactly where we work. We're trying to improve the profitability of the paper mills. We're doing that by many ways. We help to reduce the energy, help to reduce water, help to improve the quality, help to reduce the break frequency on the machine, help to improve the yield. All of those things add to the efficiency of the paper mill. So what we have to do is what we call is work on a return on investment. So if a paper mill is spending $1,000 with us, we have to prove to them that they're getting maybe $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 back in return. So when you have that financial balance, that return on investment, that's how we sell, and that's when the price is not so important. The return on investment is the most important thing. Yeah, so we generate what we call case studies. So and when we have the approval of the paper mill, we share that information. We also conduct papers and presentations at various paper conferences to get the information out and to share it. But the main thing is doing case studies where we put all the facts and all the figures down, and then that is a very good reference for other mills to have confidence to try it. Yes, we can do, but most mills do not really work on a collective basis. That geographically they are dispersed, and also they're competitive. So we're not really working in that field, but we're looking at individual tailor-made technologies for a particular customer, and just whatever works in one mill does not necessarily transfer to another mill because the dynamics are so different.
Because sometimes these European technologies are very costly, but they are very cost effective. The people, there is still resistance there. They cannot buy because they don't have such money. So they can buy in group.
Not with what we're selling and supplying is specialty chemicals. So I go back to what I said is if we can show a return on investment, we show them that they spend $1,000 and they're getting $5,000 back in return, then we get over that barrier that way. I think Indian mills are very open. They like to be. A lot of the mills like to be one of the first triers. In other parts of the region, we see paper mills that say come to us when you've got 3, 4, 5 references. The Indian paper industry seems to be very open and wants to be the first trier and get ahead of, I think, of their competition. Okay, I think what you have to understand is that a paper mill, as people talk today, is a huge capital investment. Okay, you don't take risk with that capital investment. You look for companies that got a stature, have got some background, have got experienced people. How I look at it is we can have a massive impact on the paper machine. If it's done badly, we can have a negative impact. So you've got to have a company with experienced people and tried and proven technology and a history. So what we find is always there's the small local players. They may pick up some business on the periphery of the paper mill, some small applications on the outside, but generally they don't get to the heart of the paper mill, really onto the paper machine. Okay, I think what you have to understand is that a paper mill, as people talk today, is a huge capital investment. Okay, you don't take risk with that capital investment. You look for companies that got a stature, have got some background, have got experienced people. How I look at it is we can have a massive impact on the paper machine. If it's done badly, we can have a negative impact. So you've got to have a company with experienced people and tried and proven technology and a history. So what we find is always there's the small local players. They may pick up some business on the periphery of the paper mill, some small applications on the outside, but generally they don't get to the heart of the paper mill, really onto the paper machine. Yeah, I mean, one of the things we do is we also
publishing paper is not sufficient.
No.
We need to work on the ground level also.
Yes, and we go into mills and we run training sessions for the staff. Yeah. We run training sessions firstly, so there's from a health and safety point of view, so people know how to handle and what to do if there's a chemical spillage. So we have sessions on that. We also have training sessions showing how the chemical works and how it should be used, and that also helps to keep the usage on target. If the mill employees understand what it's doing, there's less chance of them overusing it. And there's also the mill management see a benefit. If we're helping to train their staff, they're more knowledgeable, then they're more productive. So we often are doing training sessions within the mills.
Have you
Okay, that's a very broad question because there's a huge amount of chemicals are used in the pulp and paper industry. We're very focused on the process chemicals, purely on the process chemicals, things like microbiological control and deposit control, in the pulp mill, deresonators, scale control. So in the market that we operate, we believe we're about 25 to 30%, something in that sort of order. But as I say, that's in the market we operate. We're not involved in AKD sizing. We don't really get involved in retention aid. So just on the specialty chemicals.
How do you see?
Okay, I think there's a number of things. I mean, today, just as an example, we talked extensively about odour. There's a lot of complaints from on the packaging side with the board is smelling. We've had a lot of success in other parts of Asia on odour control, and we see that coming over. Also on with boilers, pulp mill boilers, when they're burning the black liquor, there's a lot of problems with slag building up on the fire side of the boiler. We've got new technology which is helps to reduce that slag build up. The return on investment for the mills is fantastic. But as an overriding, so those are two very specific things, but as an overriding thing, the quality of paper is moving up in India. It needs to fight off the competition from imports, and it needs to export as well to meet the global demand. So most of our treatment programs are aimed at increasing or improving the quality, and at the same time, if we improve the efficiency of the mill, less wastage, less downtime, we're improving the financial viability of the mill. So we're focused really on the efficiency and the financial side with some specific new technologies that we have. Of course, yeah. So again, we have we supply a lot of dry strength products. I mean, with recycled fibre, every time you recycle it, the fibre length gets shortened. They reckon it can be recycled up to about 25, 26 times. But every time you are shortening the fibre and reducing the strength. And that's where dry strength products, and we have a number of applications in India using our dry strength products to hold that strength up. And what it means is that mills can also maintain the strength even if they're using a lower grade of waste. It's another way in which they can save money and improve their financial viability.
And a pure recycling, or you have to mix some virgin fiber?
No. Pure recycling. Yeah, pure recycling.
Okay,
yeah.
we can generate good strength.
Yes. And also then there's wet strength to make it more water resistant. So
Is it suitable for every kind of paper, like craft paper, writing, printing, specialty papers, coated paper, any kind of paper?
You don't normally sort of coated paper. You probably wouldn't add a dry strength to it, but certainly to sort of like recycle.
Coating strength is different.
Yes, that's a totally different thing. But certainly for recycled fibre.
Paper. I'm talking about the coated paper.
Yes. Okay. So yes, I mean there's many applications. Even the tissue is starting to use a little bit of dry strength. So yeah, there's plenty of areas for that. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.